It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her.
Imagine publicly calling your mother paranoid only for your younger brother to get an apology and confirmation from the culprits that they did in fact seriously intrude on your mother's life. And she was right, not paranoid. Prince Harry's trial against Murdoch-owned news group newspapers has ended in a stunning victory for Prince Harry and senior MP Lord Tom Watson. Prince Harry settled his privacy claim today after the publisher issued a full and unequivocal statement of apology to Harry for what it admitted were unlawful intrusions on his privacy from 1996 to 2011, for the strain it put on his family, and for its actions toward his mother, the late Princess Diana. This is the first time ever that the publisher, which had previously denied any wrongdoing, has admitted to unlawful information gathering. Prince Harry's maternal uncle, the Earl of Spencer, expressed how proud he was of Harry and his victory on X. It's clear that the publishers realized that Harry was prepared to go all the way and that he would never settle without an admission of guilt from them. And it's clear that whatever dirt Harry had on Murdoch and his people was so bad that they would rather throw money at Harry and admit to criminal activity than have it aired out in court. Prince Harry called their bluff and won.
I've been asked to read out a statement on behalf of the Duke of Sussex and Lord Watson. In a monumental victory today, News UK have admitted that The Sun, the flagship title for Rupert Murdoch's UK media empire, has indeed engaged in illegal practices. This represents a vindication for the hundreds of other claimants who were strong-armed into settling without being able to get to the truth of what was done to them. After endless resistance, denials, and legal battles by news group newspapers, including spending more than £1 billion in payouts and in legal costs, as well as paying off those in the know in order to prevent the full picture from coming out, News UK is finally held to account for its illegal actions and its blatant disregard for the law.
Predictably, Prince Harry's critics like disgraced former journalist Dan Wootton and former editor of the Daily Mirror Piers Morgan, along with certain sections of the British media, are trying to diminish Harry's victory and label Prince Harry a hypocrite for taking the settlement. Harry may have settled, but he got exactly what he said he has been fighting for all along: accountability. Not only did Prince Harry get an apology, he got an admission of guilt for all the victims. Essentially, the money was given to Prince Harry by NGN after they admitted to multiple crimes against him. It's not surprising Piers Morgan and Dan Wootton are crashing out over Prince Harry's victory. NGN's admission of guilt comes after a judge in another lawsuit brought by Prince Harry ruled that Piers Morgan, the former editor of the Daily Mirror, knew about phone hacking at the newspaper, despite years of denial. Harry's victory today makes Morgan look more guilty. Dan Wootton, who was fired from all his media jobs, has been ranting on YouTube about how deranged Harry is for taking up this fight. He has also been telling his delusional followers that he could be called as a witness, even though he only started working at The Sun in 2016 after the cover-up of the unlawful information gathering occurred. Dan Wootton is a pathological liar, and his desperate vendetta against the Sussexes makes him insert himself into anything that has to do with them. So what's next? In the statement read out by their lawyer David Sherborne, Prince Harry and Tom Watson joined others in calling for the police and Parliament to investigate not only the unlawful activity now finally admitted, but the perjury and cover-ups along the way. The dossier of evidence Prince Harry's legal team gathered has been sent to the Met Police. However, the government has said it will not launch a fresh inquiry into wrongdoing by the press, despite an admission from the publishers of The Sun that private investigators working for the newspaper undertook illegal activity between 1996 and 2011 while probing Prince Harry's private life. This is probably because the people in power are still afraid of the Murdoch press. Prime Minister Keir Starmer continues to be hammered by the UK tabloids, which are very anti-Labour government. In addition, the threshold for a criminal case is much higher than a civil case, and we now know that Murdoch executives destroyed much of the evidence incriminating them. As Prince Harry said in his statement, Many of the people implicated by NGN's admission of criminal activity are now in even more senior media positions, where they continue to perpetuate toxic cultures. Rebekah Brooks, who said for years that she ran a clean ship while editor of The Sun, is now the CEO of NGN. She has just been thrown under the bus by Murdoch's lawyers in this settlement. NGN's admission of guilt proves she's been lying all these years. Rebekah Brooks was also found not guilty of all charges in a 2014 phone hacking trial. The former News Corp executive was accused of conspiracy to hack phones, bribery, and other charges. So unfortunately, I don't see this resulting in any criminal charges for Rebekah Brooks. Some people are saying that Will Lewis, former NGN executive and current CEO and publisher of The Washington Post, has been saved by this settlement. Lewis had been accused of a cover-up involving mass deletion of 30 million emails, and Prince Harry and Lord Watson were ready to present evidence to support this claim. Yet Jeff Bezos still chose him to run The Washington Post, even as the court case was ongoing. Lewis's first year on the job has been a disaster, to say the least. Prince Harry and Lord Watson said in his statement today, without naming Lewis, that his actions are worthy of a criminal investigation. So we'll see where that goes. Will Lewis may have survived for now, but I don't see him lasting much longer at The Washington Post. And then there is the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who are racking up quite a list of victories against the press. In his statement, Harry said, as a direct result of him taking a stand, he and his immediate family have also had to repeatedly withstand aggressive and vengeful coverage since starting his claim over 5 years ago. This has created serious concerns for the security of him and his family. Let's hope that changes for the better. However, former Murdoch hires are everywhere throughout the British and US media, including publications that routinely target Harry and Meghan. Something tells me Murdoch won't be pleased by this latest humiliating defeat. While Harry was congratulated by his uncle Earl Spencer, there was unsurprisingly no such congratulations or acknowledgement from the royal family, who are still all Murdoch cucks, and I seriously doubt the king has reached out to Harry privately. We now know from court papers that Prince William secretly received a very large sum of money in a 2020 phone hacking settlement with Murdoch's NGN, which he allegedly donated to charity. Harry, who has risked so much and endured so much, is under no obligation to donate any of his 8-figure sum. After all, he did what William couldn't, which was take a public stand. In his memoir Spare, Harry wrote that his father, King Charles, had called his crusade against the British media a suicide mission. Harry replied, "Maybe, but it's worth it." So far, it seems Harry is right. Thanks for watching. See you next time.